Imagine waiting to die for a crime your own brother says he committed. Decades later, after every appeal is denied, the state tells you your time is up. That's the story of Tremane Wood, an Oklahoma man facing execution on November 13th, 2025, even though his brother confessed to the killing. This case is urgent, complicated, and emotional, and it's the next chapter in life during lockup. It's 2001 New Year's Eve in downtown Oklahoma City. The city is alive with music, lights, and drink, especially at the Bricktown Brewery. 19-year-old Ronnie Whiff, a migrant worker, is celebrating with his friend Arnold Kleisner, two young men just looking to bring in the new year. That night, they meet two women, Lanita Bateman and Brandy Warden. What Whiff and Kleisner don't know is that these two women are connected to the Wood brothers, Tremaine and Jake Wood. According to the prosecutors, a robbery plan was already in motion. A few hours later, the men follow the women back to a motel, thinking the night is just getting started. They hand over about $210, expecting to spend the night together. But suddenly, the women lock themselves in the bathroom. Then there's a pounding on the door. Brandy, you ready to go? A man voice yells. The men inside panic. Whiff wants his money back. Kleiser reaches for the phone to call 911. Moments later, chaos erupts. Two masked men burst into the room, one with a gun, one with a knife. The man with the gun, prosecutors later say, is Jake Wood. The man with the knife, Tremane Wood. Kleisner is forced to the floor at gunpoint while Whiff fights back. They're shouting, someone yells, just shoot the bastard, and then a gunshot. When the smoke clears, Ronnie Whiff has been stabbed in the chest, the knife penetrating deep enough to hit his heart. He bleeds out within minutes. Kleister escapes the room and hides out, watching a white car speed away from the parking lot. Inside the motel, the crime scene tells the story. Blood, overturned furniture, and defensive wounds showing Whiff fought for his life. Police quickly linked the women and the Wood brothers to the robbery. Both brothers are arrested and charged with first-degree murder, robbery with firearms, and conspiracy. During the trial, something shocking happens. Jake Wood, the brother, admits he's the one who did the stabbing. He takes full responsibility, but prosecutors argue Tremaine was the mastermind, that he planned the robbery, controlled the women, and set everything in motion. Under Oklahoma's felony murder law, anyone involved in a deadly robbery can be found guilty of murder, even if they didn't deliver the fatal blow. The jury accepts that argument. Tremane Wood is convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. His brother, the one who confessed to doing the stabbing, receives life without parole. Three aggravated factors sealed Tremaine's fate. He knowingly created a great risk of death more than one person. The murder was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel, and he was deemed a continued threat to society. Two brothers, one murder, but only one condemned to die. That split decision became the foundation for one of Oklahoma's most controversial death penalty cases. From 2004 onward, Tremaine fought every way he could: appeals in the state court, federal petitions, claims of racial bias, prosecutorial misconduct, and ineffective counsel. But in 2007, the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals upheld his conviction, and by 2019, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to intervene. Every appeal was exhausted. That meant the state could finally move forward, and in October 2025, the Department of Corrections set the date, November 13th, 2025, 10 a.m., lethal injection at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary. A clemency hearing is set for November the 5th, his final chance to plead for his life. If that fails, the execution proceeds 8 days later. This case stands out because what it says about the system. His brother confessed, yet Tremaine's the one facing execution. His lawyer argues his trial was unfair. They say his attorney was overworked, struggled with personal issues, and never properly presented the brother's full confession. They also point to racial bias and prosecutorial overreach. Meanwhile, the Attorney General office paints a different picture. They accuse Tremane Wood of serious misconduct behind bars, cell phones, drugs, and even ordering a hit while on death row. Those allegations, if true, could weigh heavily at his clemency hearing. But advocates say none of that changes one fact. The man sentenced to die may not be the one who actually did the stabbing. And in Oklahoma, a state pushing one of the nation's most aggressive execution schedules, Tremane's name is already locked in. So, what happens next? If the Clemency Board recommends mercy, Governor Kevin Stitt could commute his sentence to life without parole. If they deny it, Tremane Wood will be executed within days. Legal experts say there's little left to file. He's out of appeals. His fate now rests entirely in the governor's hands. And while most people don't think twice about names on death row lists, this one demands attention. Because when a brother confesses and another man still faces death, something about justice feels off balance. Tremane Wood has spent more than 20 years behind bars. His brother's confession didn't save him. His appeals didn't free him. Now the countdown to his execution has begun. Whether you see this as a justice served or justice denied, his story forces us to ask, when truth comes too late, does it still matter? I'm Day, and this is the second story of Life During Lockup. Subscribe for updates because this story isn't over yet, and I love y'all opinion.